Okay, welcome to the first lesson of the Facebook ad targeting workshop with Paddy Ransom, right? So we're quickly going to look at the 5 most common mistakes Nigerian businesses make when running Facebook ads, right? And so my intention is by the end of this video, you'll be able to know some of those mistakes and you know how to avoid them, right? Now, the most common mistake, and which is the first one, is boosting posts, right? Now, I'm sure that you might have done this before, or you may even be doing it right now, or you know somebody who is doing this, right? The problem with boosting posts is that when you boost posts, you are literally throwing money away. And the reason is that when you boost posts on Facebook or you hit the promote button on Instagram, you lack a whole lot of detailed targeting strategies, right? For instance, you cannot test between audiences. You cannot, overlap your targeting, right? You cannot target a group of people to also, fit into criteria of another group of people, right? Which is something that's very important, right? For instance, let's say you wanted to target people who like um cosmetics, right? And you also wanted those people to also be buyers by nature of their shopping characteristics, right? When you boost a post, you cannot do that. You are limited, right? So it's a very bad idea to ever do this. So if you're already doing it, please stop it. Well, maybe you shouldn't stop it, but do stop it. That's a recommendation because it is like throwing money in the air, and there's no perfect image to describe than what we have in front of you right now. The next one is wrong objective, right? So a lot of business owners have learned that it is not good to boost posts, right? That you should run your ads from the advertising manager. That's your business account, right? Now here is where the next problem is. We see that a lot of business owners have tried to run their campaigns on their own but end up selecting the wrong what objective. Now selecting the objective here is going to make or break your campaign, right? These different campaigns here, these different objective marketing objectives here have what their purposes, right? Listen, Facebook is a very sophisticated tool. It is not a social media platform. That is what a whole lot of people do not understand. Facebook is bigger than just a place to go and chat with your friends. Facebook is a database company, and I'm sure that Mark Zuckerberg is hearing what I'm saying right now. But okay, now that means that they understand the what characteristics of all their users, right? They understand the features, they understand what you're doing by nature of or virtue of what you're clicking, the website you're going. When you're on Facebook, what are you doing? Are you watching videos all the time? Are you always clicking like on people's page? Are you buying things? Facebook knows all of that. And it is with all that information that they are able to help advertisers, right? So that means that if you want to successfully get results, you have to ensure that you're selecting the right objective, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about this objective in this video. I've made a full video that's going to show you inside this course, right? I think that's the next video. It's going to show you the exact marketing strategy to use so that you can get buyers. So I'm going to go in detail, right? The right strategy to use, right, in the next video. So just know that selecting the wrong objective can break your advertising, I wanted to say career, your advertising money, right? And you don't want to be wasting. And I'm going to give you a link here that even explains a whole lot of all of this as well, so that you can go and read more. But I will explain this in the next video, right? Now the third thing is wrong targeting, right? Now obviously this is the reason why you bought this course, to learn how to target right. Okay, so in the next video as well, I'm going to explain how to target right, because if you are not targeting right, then you're going to have a lot of issues with your campaign. In fact, the difference between business owners who do millions and those who are struggling to make sale is in their targeting. So I'm going to show you how to do that. That's why I've made a full-blown video for this one, right? I don't want to rush over any of these guys that are important, which includes the marketing objective and the targeting. That's why I've made separate videos for these guys. Now the next thing is conversion mechanism, right? Now a lot of business owners run ads but don't have a system behind the campaign. Now that's a problem, right? Now, because it's not just for you to run ads, right? It's a question of what happens when you run the ad, right? What happens when a person sees your ad? Now, what happens when they click on the ad, right? Why am I joining this? So what happens when a person clicks on your what ad, right? Where are you sending them to? Are you sending them to a website, or are you sending them to a landing page, right? Now, a lot of business owners make the mistake to think that a website is where the magic happens. But the truth of the matter is, a website actually is not optimized for conversion. The reason is, when you send a person to a website, what happens is they get carried away by a whole lot of buttons here, buttons there, a lot of different things, right? So a website is just like a marketplace where you go in, and then if you don't know your way around, you can get lost, right? So that said, a website is not optimized for conversion. If you want to convert, you need to have a landing page that is created specifically for the product or service you're trying to sell, right? So landing pages are very, very important, right? So a lot of people might be asking, do I really need a landing page? You need a landing page because it can increase your conversion by over 30%, right? That's how important landing pages are. Because a landing page is like you going to a supermarket, right? And once you get to a supermarket, what happens? You meet the sales representative, and the sales representative is like, hello, welcome, what would you like me to give to you, what would you like to buy? And you tell them, and they take you by the hand straight to the section where you want to buy stuff, and they show you what you want to buy, and they help you cash in what you're buying, they help you pack your goods, and they help you even take it to your car, so that you don't have any problem, right? That is what a landing page looks like. Whereas a website looks like you go into a market and then you don't know what to do, you don't know your way around, right? So landing pages are very, very important, right? And a very good case study is the client I took on a few months back, who they were running campaigns from their Facebook, and they were running straight to Eventbrite. Now the problem is that the problem is not with Eventbrite. The issue is you would not be able to optimize for tracking, right? Because when you have a websites most times 90% of websites are not optimized to track web visitors, right? So you want to make sure that you have your website optimized to track people that visit, right? So this company, where they were running ads and they were sending people straight to Eventbrite, right? Now this is where the problem was. On Eventbrite, you don't have a tracking system. You cannot track the people who are visiting your page because you do not own Eventbrite, right? So what happens is, all the data, all the information that Facebook is getting from the people who like your business, you will not be able to target them, right? And that is exactly what we did to reduce the cost per conversion. I think in lesson 5, you're going to see exactly how we reduce cost per conversion for a business owner, right? So if you're sending traffic to a website straight and your website is not optimized for conversion, that is a problem in itself, right? So you have to make sure that your conversion mechanism is all suited up and very, very good, right? Now you have to make sure that you have the Facebook tracking pixel, so that for everybody who visits your website, Facebook is going to be able to track them. Now you might be wondering, Paddy, why do I want Facebook to track my visitors? Now the reason you want to do that is because statistically, research has shown that 98%, I think it's even 99%, 98 to 99% of people who visit your website for the first time are not going to buy. They're going to leave your website and they're going to go to your competition, just like you're seeing here. They come to your website, then they leave, and then they go all over the internet to look for other things. The worst part is that they go towards your competitors, right? So if we know this, that means we need to have a strategy in place, right? And one of the strategies is to have a tracking pixel installed, so that when people come to your website or visit your Facebook page or Instagram account and they leave without buying or taking action, what happens is you'll be able to serve them with retargeting campaigns, so that you'll be able to bring them back to do business with you. In fact, let me show you what a retargeting campaign looks like in a bit. Let me see. I want you to see what it looks like. I want to see an example that we use for a client of ours so that you know what a retargeting campaign looks like, right? Now, this right here, let me expand it a bit. This right here is another example of a retargeting what campaign, right? Now, if you can see what we have on the screen here, this is a campaign showing to people who visited your website, right? This is a campaign saying, from the image you can already tell, right, that this ad is targeted towards people who visited your website, right? So somebody visits your website, they left without buying. What happens is the next time they're on Facebook or Instagram, they see your campaign that says, hey, you're so close, don't get ripped off. Are you still interested in finding the best real estate agents in your area? You're in love, yada yada yada. And there's a whole lot of different case studies and examples you can use for retargeting campaigns. But that training is not here. That's in the much more advanced training program that we have. You understand what I'm saying? So retargeting is very, very what's important. Now, another thing is you want to make sure that you are collecting what email addresses so that you can follow up using what emails, right? Now, if you come back here, you're going to see that we have a list of different emails, right, that you can send to nurture your leads, right? If you're collecting leads for your business so that they convert into what sales easy. So that is that from this course. So these are the 5 biggest mistakes that a lot of business owners make. I'll take them from beginning again. Boosting posts on Facebook. I've told you why that's not a good idea. Then wrong objectives. I told you we're going to look at this in the next training in full detail, right? And we see people who are also selecting the wrong targeting, and then there's no system behind your advert, right? Before you run the next ad, ensure that you have a system in place that answers the following questions. What happens when a person clicks my ad, right? Number 2 question is, what happens when they leave my website, they see my ad, leave my website, and they do not buy? What system do you have in place? That is a conversion system. All right. So your assignment today is go and look at these examples I've given to you now. These mistakes I've given to you now, and look at your own business. Are you making any of these mistakes? If you are, what are your plans to change those things? All right. Okay, it's Paddy. I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, take it easy.